This video, I discuss the topic of indefinite integral. First is the process of finding the indefinite integral. It's also called integration. First is use the formula. Integrate x raised to n dx equals x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Yung c constant siya. Here is the example given. Integration 3x raised to 5 dx equals 3x raised to 5 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 plus c. Tapos, substitute lang siya. 3x raised to 6 over 6 plus c. Tapos, ipapactor mo siya. Equals 1/2 x raised to 6 plus c. Yun ang pinaka-final answer. Thank you.
Welcome to Integral Calculus, the integration process. Antidifferentiation, also known as integration, the process of finding the set of all antiderivatives of given function. If f of x is a function whose derivative f prime x equals f of x on certain interval of the x-axis, then f of x is called the antiderivative of indefinite integral f of x. So, kung given yung function ng f of x, kung ito ay kinunan natin ng derivative. So, the derivative of f of x is f prime x equals to f of x. So, ang tawag natin dito ay differential. Now, dito sa integration, we are doing the reverse. So, given is the differential. So, we are asked to find the original function of f of x. This process called differentiation. So, we can express this relation by the equation f of x equal to the integral f of x dx. So, this symbol called as integral sign. This given function called as the integrand. The equation indicates that we must find the function of f of x whose differential is f of x dx or whose derivative of f of x. When we integrate the differential of a function, we get that function plus an arbitrary constant. This c is called constant of integration. Integration by the general properties and the power formula. In this formula, u and v denote differentiable function of some independent variable, say x and an, and c are constant. First, the integral of the differential of a function v is v plus an arbitrary constant c, the definition of an integral. So we must add the definition of an integral c. The differential of b plus c is equal to dv. Now, since integral calculus, we are doing the antidifferentiation, meaning if we are going to do the reverse, property number 1 would be like this. Integral of dv equals v plus the arbitrary constant c. So, makikita natin dito na yung integral nito ay mismong ito lang din. Number 2, the integral of a constant times the differential of the function. The constant may be written before the integral sign but not a variable factor. So, if we have this, the integral c dv, sinasabi dito na property number 2 that The constant may be written before the integral sign, but not a variable factor. Property number 3. The integral of the sum of a finite number of differentials is the sum of their integrals. So if we have the integral dv plus dw plus the other term plus dz, this is the equal of the sum of the integral. So, pwede natin siyang paghiwa-hiwalayin. The integral of dv plus integral of w plus integral of the other term plus integral of dc. Now, applying general property number 1, the integral of b plus integral of w plus integral of z, and of course don't forget to write the constant of integration c.
Good afternoon, Sir Adrian, classmates. This video discussed about the basic formula used in integral calculus, which is the power formula. We solve some examples on how to use the power formula in finding the answer. So class, this is the power formula. This is only the basic formula. Number 1, integral of x dx equals x plus c. So this is the formula na gagamitin. Integral x raised to n dx equals x raised to n plus 1 over yung plus 1 ibababa dito plus c. So find the following integral. This is the given. Integral x raised to 4 dx equals x raised to 4 plus 1. Ibababa mo rin ito dito. 4 plus 1 plus c equals x raised to 5 over 4 plus 1, 5 plus c. Ilalagay mo rin dito. So this is the answer. So pangalawa, integral x is raised to 5 dx equals x raised to 5 plus 1. Ibababa mo rin ito, 5 plus 1 plus c. So dito, x raised to 6 over 6 plus c. So ito yung answer dito sa pangalawa. Thank you.
In this video, we're going to work on some definite integral problem. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with this example. What is the antiderivative of x to the third evaluate from 2 to the 4? Shortly integrate x cubed. Well, review some basic if you want to find the antiderivative of x to the n. It's going to be x to the n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So, the antiderivative of x squared is x cubed divided by 3. The antiderivative of x. The antiderivative of x to the fourth is x to the fifth divided by 5 and 4. X to the 7 is x to the 8 divided by 8. So, therefore, if we wish to find the antiderivative of x cubed, it's going to be x to the fourth divided by 4. But evaluate from 2 to 4. So, we need to plug in the top of number first and then the number on the bottom. So let's plug in 4. It's going to be 4 to the 4th divided by 4 minus 2 to the 4th divided by 4. So what is 4 to the 4th power? Well, for one thing we can cancel it 4. So this is going to be 4 to the third power. 2 to the fourth is 16. 4 to the third, that's 4 times 4 times 4, that's 64. And 16 divided by 4 is 4. So, ang magiging final answer this problem is 60.
General properties of the definite integral. In our first property, we have the integral of f of x from a to a equals 0. The lower limit of integration and the upper limit of integration are the same, and therefore, the integral of integration would happen with the 0, making this equal to 0. As an example, if we integrate this quadratic function from 2 to 2, therefore, the value of the depth integral will be 0. Next, we have the integral of f of x, and a plus b equals the opposite of the integral of f of x from b to a. We've changed the limit of integration here, where integration from a to b, and here we're integrating from b to a. So if we change the order of integration, it will change the sign of the depth integral. Again, as an example, if we integrate our quadratic function here from 0 to 4, because the function is not negative, over this closed interval, this will give us the area under the function, which is equal to 142 over 3. So notice how we're integrating from 0 to 4, and now if we change the order of integration and integrate from 4 to 0, the outcome will be negative 142 over 3. Next, if k is a constant, the integral of k from a to b is equal to k times the quantity b minus a. As an example, if we integrate 3 from 0 to 4, k is 3. So this is equal to 3 times b minus a would be 4 minus 0, giving us 3 times 4, which is equals to 12. Let's see why the function of f of x equals 3, and if our interval is from 0 to 4, so the value of k, 3, and b minus a, which would be 4, giving us as a result of 3 times 4 or 12.
So hi guys, for my topic, even function of integration. A function f is called an even function if f of negative x equals f of x for all x it is domain. So even function are all the functions that are symmetrical with respect to the y-axis. So this is one of my example to determine even function. So find f of negative x. Alright, so equals 3 times negative x squared plus absolute value of negative x plus 1. So next step. Negative x squared is just a squared, so this goes to 3 squared. The absolute value of negative x is just going to be absolute value of x and then plus 1. So f of negative x is the same thing as our original function f of x, therefore f of x is even. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you understand how to determine even function. Thank you for watching again.
Hi everyone, I am Diana Javier from Group 1. I am the one that assigned to discuss the odd functions. First, let us know what is odd functions. Odd functions is functions that have rational symmetry about the origin are called odd functions. Odd functions have the property that when a negative x value is substituted into the function, it produces a negative version of the function evaluated at a positive value. In other words, the equation f of negative x is equal to negative f of x holds true for odd functions. This property becomes increasingly important in problems and proofs of sufficient to identify functions that are even, odd, or neither and show why. To show that f of x is equal to f4 of x cubed minus x is odd, show that f of negative x is equal to negative f of x. F of negative x is equal to 4 x cubed negative x is equal to 4x cubed plus x is equal to negative 4x cubed plus x is equal to negative f of x. A function is called odd when f of negative x is equal to negative f of x for all x. When you plug in negative x, you get back the negation of the function with which you started. Odd functions are symmetric about the origin xy to negative xy. The graph remains unchanged after rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. For example, f of x is equal to x cubed. This is the graph of f of negative x is equal to negative f of x is an odd. Functions containing odd exponents, powers may be odd functions. For examples, functions such as f of x is equal to x cubed, f of x is equal to x raised to 5, f of x is equal to x raised to 7 are odd functions. But functions such as f of x is equal to x cubed plus 2 are not odd functions. So beware, do not make the generalization that if a function has an odd power, that the function must be odd. Thank you.
Plane area by integration. To find the area of a region and the plane, we simply integrate the height x or eighths of a vertical cross section of x or the width w or y of a horizontal cross section at y. The height of the vertical cross section at x is x top minus bottom equal g x negative f and x. So let's proceed by the two methods finding the area. The two methods finding an area. So the vertical strip and the horizontal strip. This is the formula. A B BA y upper minus y lower dx. Vertical strip or BA x right minus x left dy for horizontal strip. Let's make a sketch for parabola. Example. So this is the example. Find the area bounded by the curve y x squared and the x-axis and the ordinance x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. So the y is equals to y2 parabola opening upward. So, this is the sketch parabola. This is the parabola. This is the parabola and the x-axis. And this is the area bounded. The x-axis is 1 and then 3. So, this is the parabola. Then, how to get the area? The x-axis 1, then x-axis 3. So, what the method should be used? What the method should be used about this? The answer is vertical strip. Vertical strip. And then, so, let's try to find out the limit. So, A is equals to B, y upper, then y lower, dx. So, then, 3, 1. The upper is x2 minus o dx. This is the y lower. And then 3 equals to 3, 1, x squared dx equals to x over 3 x squared, then 3 equals to 3 over 3 equals to 3 3/3 over 3 is equals to 1/3 equals to 9 minus 1/3. And then this is the total amount or total equal 26 over 3 square units.
Integral with negative integral. So, ito po yung ating topic ngayon. Kung nakikita niyo po itong nakasulat dito sa ating whiteboard ngayon, ito po yung mga symbol. So, integral of x term of x dx is equal to f of x plus c. So, itong parang sino to is ito yung integration symbol. Tapos yung f, term f, so ito po yung ating basic formula. So para po mas natin po natin maintindihan is magbibigay po tayo ng isang example lamang po. So ito po yung ating example, integral 4dx. So kung mapapansin nyo, we have 4dx. So ito siya, 4dx. Paano i-integral ngayon yan? So gagawin lang is ilalabas yung 4 and then integral sign, then get the integral of dx. For your answer is equal 4x. At huwag kakalimutan sa dulo ng iyong sagot, we need to plus C. So, ito na po yung ating sagot.